In this video, I will discuss accounting for foreign currency transactions. Now, why is there a need to account for foreign currency transactions? Many companies here in the Philippines engage in international transactions such as import, exports, establishing branches in other countries, holding investments in foreign companies. Accounting issues are encountered when transactions are measured in a currency other than our local currency. Imagine a scenario, bumili ka sa ibang bansa ng merchandise mo, pero kailangan mong bayaran yung account na yon using the foreign currency. So, how would you record that type of transaction in our books which is maintained in Philippine peso? Hindi naman pwede na iahalo natin ang foreign currency amount sa local currency amount natin. Ano yon? Sabihin, let's say 1,000 pesos plus 1,000 US dollars. Is that compatible? No. So in this video, I will show you how to properly account for these types of transactions. The accounting standard that we will be using in this video would be the IS 21, entitled The Effects of Changes in Foreign Exchange Rates. Now, let's define a foreign currency transaction. A foreign currency transaction is a transaction to be settled in a currency other than the local currency. The local currency of the Philippines would be the Philippine peso. In this lesson, we will always assume that the local currency would be the Philippine peso. So when we say foreign currency transaction, ito yung mga transaction na kailangan nating bayaran in a currency other than the Philippine peso, such as US dollars, Japanese yen, Saudi riyals, etc. A foreign transaction must be expressed in terms of local currency before they can be recorded in the books. As I mentioned earlier, bawal natin ihalo ang magkaibang currency amounts sa libro natin. So how do we translate these foreign currency amounts into our local currency amounts? That is through the use of the exchange rates. Let's define exchange rate. An exchange rate is the price of one currency in terms of another currency. Dito, isipin nyo lang, para kayong bumibili sa grocery ng mga pagkain, di ba? Let's say piatos. Magkano ba ang piatos? Let's say 12 pesos. So, kailangan mo daw maglabas ng 12 pesos para mabili mo yung piatos na yon. Dito naman, ang binibili natin ay hindi pagkain but rather another type of currency. So, magkanong local currency ang kailangan nating ilabas para makabili tayo ng foreign currencies? Yan ang gamit ng exchange rates natin. There are two manner of presenting exchange rates. Number one, direct quotation. Number two, indirect quotation. Direct quotation answers the question, how much is one foreign currency unit in terms of local currency unit? Ang direct quotation, ito yung madalas na nakikita nyo sa mga bangko. So, ang example ng direct quotation natin ay, magkano daw ang 1 US dollar in terms of Philippine peso? In this example, 52 pesos. Kailangan mo maglabas ng 52 pesos para makabili ka ng 1 US dollar. On the other hand, indirect quotation answers the question, how much is one local currency unit in terms of foreign currency unit? This is the complete opposite of direct quotation. Ito, hindi natin ito na-obserbahan dito sa Pilipinas, ang indirect quotation. Ano ba ang example ng indirect quotation? That's just the complete opposite of direct quotation. How much is 1 peso in terms of US dollars? So what are the accounting issues that we will be encountering when we are accounting for foreign currency transactions? There are two issues. Number one, what kind of exchange rate to use? Number two, how do we report the effects of changes in exchange rates? Now, for number one, the next slide. Yung number two, in future slides yan. Okay, number one. There are two types of exchange rates. Number one, spot rate. Number two, forward or future rate. When we say spot rate, that is the exchange rate for immediate delivery. Or in simple term, yan ang exchange rate ngayon. Bukas, iba na ulit ang spot rate. Sa makalawa, iba na ulit ang spot rate. That is because exchange rates are constantly changing. Or in Tagalog, pabago-bago palagi ang mga exchange rates natin. Hindi nagiging constant ang exchange rates natin due to various factors. Ano naman yung forward rate? It is the exchange rate for future transactions naman. In this video, ang i-discuss ko lang would be spot rate. Yung forward or future rate, it will be discussed in another video. Okay, so papasok na tayo sa mga accounting procedures natin. So what would be the initial recognition of a foreign currency transaction? It is initially recognized by translating the foreign currency amount into local currency. Using what kind of exchange rate? Spot rate at the date of transaction. So i-highlight nyo dito would be the spot rate at the date of transaction. Now, when we are dealing with foreign currency transactions, we are facing a type of risk. That is your foreign exchange risk. Foreign currency transactions are exposed to foreign exchange risk. Ano yung foreign exchange risk ba, sir? Ito yung pabago-bago ang amount ng exchange rates natin. There are two types of exposure risk. Number one, exposed liability position and exposed asset position. Anong ibig sabihin ng dalawang exposure risk na ito? When we say exposed liability position, yung utang natin, pabago-bago due to the ever-changing exchange rates. Exposed asset position, yung amount ng asset natin sa foreign currency transaction, pabago-bago na din. Okay? Next. Saan ba nag-a-arise ang exposed liability position? Nag-a-arise yan sa importing transaction. Why? Pag sinabi natin importing transaction kasi, that is a purchase transaction. Yun nga lang, sa labas ng Pilipinas nagaganap yung pagkabili. Ano naman exposed asset position? Nag-a-arise naman yan sa exporting transaction. Pag exporting transaction, that is a sale transaction. Yun din ang customer mo na sa labas ng Pilipinas. As a result, exchange differences will arise pag nagkakaroon ng differences sa exchange rates natin. Kung natatandaan nyo, dun sa mga accounting issues natin kanina, the second accounting issue that we will be encountering would be, how do you report the exchange differences in our financial statements? The answer for that would be, they will be reported in the income statement or profit or loss. Let's apply what we have learned in our previous slides. Problem number 1, let's cover first importing transaction. Then for the next problem, export naman tayo. Pero dito, focus muna tayo kay importing transaction. Now, on November 2, 2020, Bogota Company, a Philippine company, ordered goods from a US supplier for $40,000. The inventory was shipped and invoiced on December 1, 2020 to be paid in US dollars on February 28, 2021. So we are given the following spot rates. Now, as you can observe in this problem, there are two types of spot rates that was given. Number 1, selling spot rates. Number 2, buying spot rates. Ano bang ibig sabihin ng selling spot rate? Ano bang ibig sabihin ng buying spot rate? Itong mga spot rates na ito ay ginagamit ng mga foreign exchange dealers. Ano yung selling spot rate? In simple term, a selling spot rate is the selling price of the foreign currency unit. Ang buying spot rate naman, yan ang buying price ng mga foreign currency units. Okay? So, sino gagamitin natin dito, sir? Sa selling or sa buying spot rates? Well, dapat ma-analyze nyo kung anong klaseng transaction muna ang pinasok ng company natin dito. Okay? So, ano ang klaseng transaction na pinasok niya dito? Importing transaction. So, since this is an importing transaction, kailangan natin bayaran in US dollars itong supplier na ito. as per the agreement. So, how do you pay in US dollars kung ang hawak-hawak natin ay Philippine peso? Well, kailangan mo bumili ng US dollars sa isang foreign exchange dealer. Therefore, anong klaseng spot rate ang gagamitin natin as the basis of our valuation? That is the selling spot rate. In importing transaction, we will always use the selling spot rates and never use the buying spot rate for importing transaction. So, I suggest, focus lang kayo sa column ng selling spot rates natin. Huwag niyong pansin yung buying spot rates. Okay? Sige. So, we are asked to prepare the journal entries to record the transaction in the books of Bogota Company. So, what is the first date in this problem? November 2. Anong tawag natin sa November 2 na ito? Based on the problem, November 2 is commitment date or order date. Nagkakaroon na ba agad ng journal entry sa commitment date natin? Answer? No. Walang journal entry sa commitment date. Kasi nga, nag-order pa lang tayo dyan. Okay? No journal entry yet. So, the next date, that is December 1. Anong tawag natin kay December 1? That is already the transaction date. Kasi, sinisingil na tayo dahil napadala na yung goods ng December 1. Sinisingil na tayo dito. Therefore, meron na tayong utang kay US supplier. That's why December 1, 2020 is called the transaction date. So what would be the journal entry to record the importing transaction? It is simply a purchase transaction, debit, purchases. So magkano ang ide-debit nating purchases, sir? Is it $40,000? No. You must translate that $40,000 in terms of Philippine peso. Okay? So ano ang spot rate na gagamitin ulit natin? Selling spot rate. How much is the selling spot rate as of the December 1, 2020? That is 81.10 pesos. So simply multiply 40,000 US dollars by 81.10. Answer, 3,244,000. Yan ang amount na ipapasok natin sa records natin, not the $40,000. And set up your liability or accounts payable for the same amount. Okay, so we are done accounting for the transaction date. The next date na dapat i-account natin would be the balance sheet date or December 31. Now, observe what happened to the selling spot rate between December 1 and December 31. Ano nangyari? Nagbago. Okay? Dahil nagbago, we must account for the exchange differences by comparing the selling spot rate December 31, 81.60 versus selling spot rate December 1, 2020, 81.10 pesos. So, ano nangyari sa selling spot rate between these two dates? Nag-increase ba o nag-decrease? Answer, nag-increase. By how much? 50 cents. Anong gagawin natin sa 50 cents? I-multiply natin yan sa foreign currency units na $40,000. So, how much is the product? 20,000. Okay. So, ang next question natin, anong tawag kay 20,000? 20,000 arises from exchange differences. Okay. Ano nangyari ulit sa selling spot rate? Nag-increase or tumaas. Dahil tumaas ang selling spot rate, ano consequence niyan sa utang natin? Tataas ang utang natin. Dahil tumaas ang utang, that would be a loss on our part. So, the 20,000 is what you call the foreign exchange loss. Dahil tumaas ang utang, magkakaroon tayo ng loss. So, how do you journalize that? December 31, debit, foreign exchange loss, credit, accounts payable. So, tatandaan nyo lang, kapag tumaas ang selling spot rate natin, that is tantamount to increase in liability. Therefore, we will have to recognize loss. Okay, so we are done with your balance sheet date. The last date na i-account natin would be the date of settlement, which is the February 28, 2021. So, ganun ulit, nagkaroon na ng changes sa exchange rates natin. Okay, analyze natin. How much is the selling spot rate for February 28, 2021? 81.30 versus selling spot rate, December 31, 2020, 81.60. Now, what happened to the selling spot rate between these 2 dates? Did it increase or decrease? The answer, nag-decrease na or bumaba siya. Magkano binaba? 30 cents. Multiply that to your foreign currency units of $40,000 and you will get a product of 12,000. Now, anong tawag natin dito sa 12,000 na ito? Dahil bumaba ang selling spot rate, ano mangyari sa liability? Bababa na din. Dahil bumaba ang liability, we need to recognize gain, foreign exchange gain. So how do you journalize that in our books? February 28, bawas tayo ng utang. Debit accounts payable, credit, foreign exchange, gain, 12,000. Dahil bumaba ang selling spot rate, bababa utang natin, kaya magkakaroon tayo ng gain sa libro natin. Okay? So summarize muna natin before natin ituloy itong mga remaining journal entries natin. Pag tumaas ang selling spot rate, tataas ang utang, that is unfavorable on our part. That's why we need to recognize a loss. On the other hand, kapag bumaba naman ang selling spot rate, that is favorable on our part. Therefore, we will have to recognize gain. Malinaw ba tayo so far? Okay. So, remaining journal entries, dahil date of settlement na si February 28 natin, we need to settle the account with the US supplier. So, ano ang gagawin natin para ma-settle na natin itong account? Of course, babayaran natin. Pero anong klaseng currency ang kailangan natin? Is it the local or the foreign? Answer, the foreign currency. So, kailangan natin pumunta sa bangko para bumili ng US dollars. So, nakapunta tayo sa bangko. Bibili tayo ng US dollars. Ano ang enter natin pagkatanggap ng US dollars? Debit, cash, foreign currency. Magkano, sir? $40,000? Hindi nga pwede yung ihalo ang foreign currency amount, di ba? Therefore, translate ulit natin yung $40,000 using the spot rate as of the date of settlement. That is $40,000 times 81.30. Magkano yan? 3,252,000. Then, credit cash for the same amount. Oh, imagine kayo yung company. Anong klaseng currency na ang hawak nyo after this entry? Is it the Philippine peso or the US dollars? Answer, US dollars na ang hawak-hawak natin. Pero sa libro natin, naka-express pa rin siya in terms of Philippine peso. Then dahil hawak-hawak na natin US dollars, pwede na natin bayaran yung utang natin sa US supplier. So debit, accounts payable, credit, cash, foreign currency. Okay, summarize natin yung nangyari kay problem number 1. Kailan ba tayo nag-recognize ng utang natin? Diba, December 1? Pero kailan lang nabayaran? February 28. So, nagkaroon ng delay pa sa payment. Tama? Therefore, the cost of delaying the payment is how much? 8,000. How did we compute 8,000? That is the difference between the selling spot rate on the date of settlement versus the selling spot rate on the date of transaction. Sir, parang hindi namin nakita yan sa mga journal entries kanina, yung 8,000. Of course, hindi natin makikita yan kasi nagkaroon ng inter-period transaction. So, paano na i-report yung 8,000, sir? That is, first, nag-report muna tayo ng 20,000 forex loss noong year 2020. Then, we reported a 12,000 forex gain during the year 2021. Nahati siya sa dalawang amount na to, si 8,000 natin. So what are the possible questions na pwedeng itanong sa ganitong klaseng problem? Number 1, at what amount should the merchandise purchase be reported in 2020? Number 2, what amount should be reported as liability to the supplier or accounts payable as of December 31, 2020? What amount of foreign exchange gain or loss should be recorded on December 31, 2020? What amount of foreign exchange gain or loss should be recorded on February 28, 2021? And last one, how much peso will it cost Bogota Company to finally pay the account on February 28, 2021? Okay, what do you think will be the answer for the question number 1? That is 3,244,000. Balikan nyo lang yung journal entries natin. Doon lang natin kinukuha yung mga sagot natin for the possible questions. Number 2, magkano daw ang kailangan nating i-report na accounts payable on December 31, 2020? Answer, 3,264,000. Kung naaalala nyo kanina sa journal entries natin, ni-remeasure natin yung utang kasi nagkaroon ng changes sa selling spot rate. Next, what amount of forex gain or loss should be recorded December 31, 2020? That is 20,000 forex loss. Number 4, 12,000 forex gain. Then number 5, final requirement, how much peso will it cost Bogota Company to finally pay the account on February 28? That is 3,252,000 using the spot rate as of the date of settlement. That's all for problem number 1. We proceed to the second problem. This time, exporting transaction naman. Okay. So, the problem is pretty similar to your previous problem except that ngayon, naging seller naman si Bogota Company. Yung customer niya ay nasa ibang bansa. Okay? Sige. So, prepare journal entries to record the above transaction in the books of Bogota Company. O this time, exporting transaction. Pag nag-export tayo, nagbebenta tayo sa foreign customer. Okay? Dito, usually, tayo yung nag-a-adjust. Therefore, ang ibig sabihin, pag tayo nag-a-adjust dito, meaning, kung ano yung gustong ibayad ng customer natin, wala tayong magagawa doon. Gusto niyo magbayad in foreign currency? Magbayad siya ng foreign currency natin. Gusto niyo ba magbayad in Philippine peso? Pwede rin. Okay? So, ang assumption natin dito, tayo nag-adjust palagi. Okay. So, what's the first date na nakikita natin dito? November 2. Okay? Ano nangyari ng November 2? Bogota Company received an order from a foreign firm for $40,000. Naka-receive pa lang tayo ng order dito. Tama? Therefore, anong tawag natin kay November 2? That is still a commitment date or order date. So, ano ang journal entry natin on November 2? No entry. Next, the next date na nakikita natin ay December 1. Ano nangyari noong December 1? Pinadala na yung inventory at sinisingil na natin kaagad yung foreign firm on that date. Therefore, December 1, 2020 is the transaction date. Okay. Ano ang entry natin kapag sinasabi na natin ang exporting transaction? Since exporting transaction is a sale transaction, simply debit accounts receivable. Magkano, sir? $40,000? Makulit kayo eh. Hindi pwede yun. Hindi pwede yung $40,000. Kailangan natin i-translate ang $40,000 in terms of Philippine peso. Now, dalawa ulit yung spot rates natin. Tama? Sino gagamitin natin dito? Dahil on the date of settlement, ang matatanggap daw natin ay US dollars, kailangan nating ibenta yan sa foreign exchange dealer. So, anong klaseng spot rate naman kaya ang gagamitin ng foreign exchange dealer for this type of transaction? That would be the buying spot rate. So, ang tatandaan nyo, kapag exporting transaction naman ito, we will have to use the buying spot rate naman. Ignore the selling spot rates kasi hindi natin yan gagamitin for exporting transactions. Ang palaging gagamitin nyo for exporting transactions would be the buying spot rates. Therefore, how much is the buying spot rate as of December 1, 2020? That is 80 pesos. $40,000 times 80 pesos, 3.2 million. Then credit, sales, 3.2 million. O, di ba? Simple lang talaga itong si foreign exchange transactions class. Kaya relax lang, madali lang talaga si foreign exchange transactions. Nakakagulat lang kasi maraming exchange rates na given dito. So, dapat alam nyo kung anong klaseng exchange rate ang gagamitin nyo dito. Alright? Sige. So, we are done with your December 1 transaction. Next. What's the next date? Balance sheet date naman. December 31. Oh, How much is the December 31 buying spot rate? 81.4. Nagbago naman. Tama? So let's account for the exchange differences. Buying spot rate, December 31, 81.4. Compare that to your buying spot rate on December 1, 2020, 80 pesos. Ano nangyari sa buying spot rate? Tumaas by 1.40. Then, multiply that to your foreign currency units of $40,000 and you will get a product of 56,000. Anong tawag natin sa 56,000 na ito? Okay, analyze natin. Ano nangyari sa buying spot rate? Tumaas. Dahil tumaas ang buying spot rate, ano mangyayari sa accounts receivable natin? Tataas yung receivable. Therefore, dahil tataas ang receivable, that is favorable on our part. Therefore, this is what you call foreign exchange gain. Tandaan, pag tumaas ang buying spot rate, that would result to forex gain naman. So how do you record that in our books? Debit, accounts receivable, credit, forex gain. All right, so we are done with the December 31, 2020. Next, date of settlement, February 28, 2021. Nagbago na naman ang buying spot rate. So analyze natin yung movement. Buying spot rate, February 28, 81.2 versus December 31, 2020, buying spot rate, 81.4. So ano nangyari sa buying spot rate between these two dates? Bumaba naman siya. By how much? By 0.20 or 20 cents. Multiply that to your foreign currency units, may makukuha tayong product na 8,000. So anong tawag natin dito sa 8,000 na ito? Dahil bumaba ang buying spot rate, bababa ang value ng receivable natin, which is unfavorable on our part. Therefore, we will have to recognize a forex loss of 8,000. Journal entry, debit, forex loss, credit, accounts receivable. Summarize ulit natin. Pag tumaas ang buying spot rate, that is favorable, kaya may forex gain. Pero kapag bumaba ang buying spot rate, unfavorable, kaya may forex loss tayo. Now, since February 28 is your date of settlement, magbabayad yung foreign customer natin sa atin. Kaso, ang matatanggap natin ay hindi pa Philippine peso but rather US dollars. So, debit, cash foreign currency, 40,000 times 81.2, 3,248,000. Credit, accounts, receivable, the same amount. Now, after this entry, ano na yung hawak-hawak nating currency? Is it the Philippine peso na ba o naka-US dollars? Answer, US dollars. Pwede ba natin gamitin ang US dollars para makipag-transact dito sa Pilipinas? Hindi. So anong gagawin natin para magamit natin yung amount na na-receive natin from our foreign customer? Ipapapalit natin yan sa foreign exchange dealer. So, pupunta tayo sa foreign exchange dealer, ibebenta natin yung US dollars natin. Ano na ang journal entry? That is, debit cash, 3,248,000 and credit your cash foreign currency account for the same amount. After this entry, ano na yung currency na hawak natin? Philippine peso na. Alright? So, tapos na natin i-account yung problem na ito in terms of journal entries. So, ano summary natin? Kailan nga ulit tayo unang nag-recognize ng receivable kay customer? That is, December 1. Kailan niya lang binayaran? February 28. So, nagkaroon ulit ng delay sa pagbayad. Tama? Therefore, the benefit of delaying the collection is 48,000. Bakit ngayon naging beneficial naman siya sa atin? Kasi tumaas yung buying spot rate natin. Okay? So, paano na-compute yung 48,000? That is 40,000 times the difference between the buying spot rate February 28 and December 1, 2020 exchange rate. Sir, para hindi namin nakita yan sa mga journal entries natin kanina. Oo, that is because hati siya. During 2020, nag-report tayo ng forex gain na 56,000. Then, 8,000 loss for 2021. All right. So what are the possible questions for exporting transactions? What amount of sales should be reported? What amount should be reported as receivable from foreign customer or simply accounts receivable December 31, 2020? What amount of forex gain or loss should be recorded on December 31, 2020? What amount of forex gain or loss should be recorded on February 28, 2021? Last one, how much peso amount did Bogota Company receive on February 28, 2021? Answer for number 1, 3.2 million. Makukuha niyo yan sa journal entries natin kanina. What amount should be reported as accounts receivable? That is 3,256,000. Number 3, 56,000 forex gain. Number 4, 8,000 forex loss. And last one, 3,248,000. And we are done with your second problem. O, di ba? Madali lang, guys, di ba? Madali lang, di ba? Okay. Other considerations. So ano pa yung mga dapat nating tatandaan when we are accounting for foreign currency transactions? Para siyang financial accounting ulit. FOB shipping terms are also considered. Ano nga ulit yung mga FOB shipping points natin in financial accounting? FOB shipping point, FOB destination. Okay. Pag FOB shipping point, kailan usually nagkakaroon ng transaction? Is it on the date of the shipment or the date of receiving the goods? Answer, date of shipment. Therefore, the transaction date would be the date of shipment. FOB destination, transaction date would be the date of receiving the goods. Kumbaga, consistent siya sa concepts ng financial accounting natin. Okay. Last problem natin for this video would be the Pariah Company. Hindi tayo magsosolve dito, class. No. Class tuloy. Students pala. No? Hindi tayo magsosolve dito. Ang gagawin lang natin is i-analyze natin kung ano yung transaction date kapag ang shipping term ay FOB shipping point, ano naman ang transaction date kapag FOB destination. Okay. On November 29, Pariah Company placed a non-cancelable purchase order with a company based in USA to import a machinery. Machine was shipped on December 1, received by Pariah December 15. Purchase price was settled in US dollars on January 3, 2020. So, kailan daw ang transaction date kapag ang shipping term ay FOB shipping point? Ano yung sabi natin kanina? Pag FOB shipping point, the date of transaction should be the date of shipment. When is the date of the shipment? That is December 1. Therefore, answer for number 1, December 1, 2019. Last one. Transaction date if the shipping term is FOB destination naman. Pag FOB destination, ano ang date of transaction natin? Date of receiving the goods. Kailan daw na-receive ni Pariah ang goods? December 15. Therefore, answer for number 2, December 15. So ano naman ang effect nito, sir, sa mga computations natin? Okay. For number 1, kapag ang shipping term FOB shipping point, gagamitin niyo yung exchange rate as of December 1, 2019. Kapag FOB destination naman ang shipping term, gagamitin niyo ang exchange rate ng December 15. It is very important na dapat alam niyo kung kailan ang transaction date. Kasi pag hindi, magkakamali kayo sa exchange differences natin dito sa foreign currency transactions. Malinaw. Closing summary na tayo. So sa closing summary, isa-summarize lang natin yung buong concept ng foreign currency transactions. Okay? Sige. So, first column, transaction. Next, type of exchange rate to use. Exchange rate will increase. Exchange rate will decrease. Now, anong ibig sabihin kapag nag-i-increase ang exchange rate? Sige, bigyan ko kayo ng simple example. For example, ngayon, $1 is equivalent to 52 pesos. Paano kung kinabukasan bigla siyang naging 53 pesos? Di ba tumaas ang exchange rate? So ano ang Ano ang consequence kapag tumataas ang exchange rate? Ibig sabihin, nag-a-appreciate ang value ng ng foreign currency natin. Nag-a-appreciate or nag-strengthening or lumalakas yung value ng foreign currency. Kaya, tumataas yung kailangan natin bayaran. Diba? From 52 naging 53, tumataas ang value ng foreign currency natin. Okay? E paano naman kapag bumaba ang exchange rate? Ibig sabihin, ang foreign currency nagde-depreciate or nanghihina. Okay? Pag nagde-depreciate, nanghihina. Kaya bumababa yung value niya. No? For example, ngayon, $1 is 52 pesos. Kinabukasan biglang $1.50 pesos. Ano nangyari sa US dollars? Nanghina. Kaya bumaba yung value niya. Malinaw tayo doon. Okay? So in summary, pag tumaas ang exchange rate, lumalakas ang foreign currency. Kaya tumataas ang kailangang bayarin. Pero kapag bumaba ang exchange rate, meaning nanghihina ang foreign currencies natin. Alright? Sige. First transaction, importing. Anong klaseng exchange rate nga ang ginagamit natin? Selling spot rate. Very good. Okay. Paano daw kapag tumaas ang selling spot rate? Ano ang nire-recognize natin? Gain or loss? Answer, loss. Tumataas ang utang, kaya loss. Unfavorable. E paano kapag bumaba ang exchange rate? Bababa ang utang, favorable on our part, may forex gain tayo. Last one. Exporting. Anong klase exchange rate ang ginagamit natin? That is buying spot rate. Pag tumaas ang buying spot rate, ano ang nire-recognize natin? Gain. Kasi favorable sa part ng company pagtaas ng buying spot rate. Then, paano kapag bumaba naman ang buying spot rate? That is unfavorable, therefore, loss. Thank you for listening and watching this video. Ciao!